Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. It's really cool that you decided to land on Esperanza Vence. Oh, heavens. That's my favorite thing to say. Ooh, card already popped out. Okay, well, this is going to be our overall energy for the reading. I was just shuffling while I was, running my mouth for a minute. But here we go. We got our overall energy for the reading here. Ooh, girl, she's my favorite. This is who I aspire to be. L'Impératrice, the Empress. Now, before we get too far into the reading, this is just wonderful, wonderful energy. I always tell people, I've even said this. It was kind of funny. I was gonna go work on a farm nearby here, where they do the CSA and the worker shares and things. That means that basically you go onto the farm and you work for a few hours and then they give you a little bushel of vegetables for your time. Basically it's what it boils down to. So I was applying to work there, and I said in my application that, my tarot card is the Fool, but I aspire to be the Empress. Oh man, this lady right here. Well, we'll talk about her more in a moment. But anyway, she's gonna preside over the general overall energy of this reading, which I'm thrilled about. I'm thrilled she decided to show up and hang with us. Let me first back up one moment and just say a couple of things, like as far as sort of housekeeping stuff that we all got to talk about on these videos. So you might hear in the background there's some beeping and trucks and stuff like that. My neighbors are working on some construction, so that's what that's all about. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when people watch YouTube videos and they're like super hypersensitive about noise, it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's life, like seriously. Life's dirty and noisy. Be happy. I happen to have two doggies though. One's named Little Dude and one is Homeboy. Now, Little Dude, you ain't gonna hear nothing from him too much, but my other dog, Homeboy, he might bark if he hears the trucks going by a little bit too aggressively or whatever. So I am going to start to shuffle this Modern Witch Tarot deck. Now, I thought it would be kind of cool. This is by Lisa Sturl. She's a pretty famous illustrator. She's pretty prolific, and so is he, Lunar Narciso. He's from the Philippines. She's American. I first started reading tarot with the Marseille Tarot. That Tarot de Maria Celia is based on the Marseille Tarot. And I started reading tarot with only the majors out of the Marseille. So in reverence to that and in keeping with that special little tradition of mine, I have pulled the majors from the Tarot de Maria Celia, and those were what I was shuffling before to get the overall energy for this reading. And then after we do our Modern Witch Tarot deck reading, we may pull some more cards from the Tarot de Maria Celia for further clarification, okay? So for now, we're going to set those aside, and we're going to let l'Impératrice preside, okay, over this overall general reading. This is for all of us. And this reading is going to pull in the energy that is surrounding us right now. A lot of tarot readers out there, they're there's so many good ones. And astrologers, oh my goodness. See, I would love to talk to you about astrology. But I mean, talk about tip of the iceberg. I've been studying astrology literally for my entire life. My nana had astrology books when I was a kid. Like I mean, before I could even read, I was paging through these astrology books and so on and so forth. That said, even as long as I've been studying, oh my gosh, 2-3 clicks on YouTube, and you're gonna find some people that will give you this extremely accurate and there's a lot of diversity out there too. People are reading all kinds of astrology, and I've even started to think lately, like, well, how much do we take into account, the difference in, because a lot of people talk about, oh, the Mayan calendar and all this and 2012 and 20 whatever. Well, I don't think that the Mayans were on the same, kind of time frame we are. They were doing things by Venus. They were doing things by the moon. You know what I'm saying? They weren't on no Gregorian, Julian, whoever calendar. You know what I'm saying? They weren't trying to, get 8 hours in the day so that they could get as much work out of you as, humanly possible. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't know. These timelines are crazy, and I wonder if it's going to affect the way that we view astrology. But I know one thing is for sure, is that the tarot and the stars and certain things, I mean, the stars are where they are. The planets interact the way they interact. It doesn't really matter what time it is, Time is subjective. Truth is subjective. Pretty much I've come to the conclusion that the only thing that matters really is love. Love, love, love. Because truth and light, I'm sorry, but if I get too much of it, either one of them, I burn, okay? Too much light, I burn. Too much truth, shoot. I don't know, I might burst open. So here I go, I'm shuffling, and I'm just shuffling along. Here we go. And I just usually shuffle until the cards jump out at me. I'll let you look at the Magician. This is the Magician from this tarot deck. So the Modern Witch Tarot deck is actually the other end of the spectrum from the Tarot de Maria Celia, because this is a new tarot deck. It just came out last year. Oh, I got my cards. Okay. Oh my gosh, I got a lot of cards at once. One thing I will say about this tarot deck is that the cards are very big and thick, and I'm the type of person who, as a kid, I was always shuffling like the little cards, like the playing card style cards, like this. So these are a little bit different for me. But anyway, out popped our cards. So this is going to be our entire reading, because like literally all the cards popped out. So let's see what they are. Our reading starts with the Six of Cups. Moves into the Eight of Wands. And then it moves to the King of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, she's so cute. And then we have, oh, the Ten of Cups. And then this one is going to be the near past. So that's going to be the Knight of Wands. And then the near future is going to be at the bottom of the deck here. So let's flip the deck. The near future, Three of Wands. All right, well, we cooking with fire, okay? So, let me scooch her over a little bit so you can see. Well, first of all, let's get back to talking about the Empress. She's presiding over this entire reading. Let's check her out. So in this deck, as we were talking about before, Marseille Tarot has very simplistic imagery. So the images that they do choose to acknowledge stand out a lot more. Here she's got her shield protecting her. She's got her scepter, her crown. And she's just, she's full. She's no like little skinny, wafy, starving kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And she's sitting in that nice chair, all comfy, just chilling. Like, it's not like she's just got that look on her face like, yeah, I got this. What? Je suis l'impératrice. I got this. You know what I mean? Oh, another thing, you guys are gonna hear my bad accents, okay, all day, bad accents. At least I try to speak other languages. Anyhow, she's presiding over our whole reading. She brings in the harvest. She, the number 3, very stable number. She represents, obviously, womanhood, matriarchy, and I'm talking womanhood, not girlhood, She's more than a queen. She's an empress. Actually, let's let her stand like this so she can really preside over our reading. In the near past here we have the King of Wands. And the direction that the King of Wands is facing here is away from the reading. I can't tell if you can see that in the screen or not because, like I say, I'm new to this, so bear with me, please. But I love this deck, It's so funny because this deck is so modern and then that other deck is so old, and I just think it's real neat how they're all going to play together. Knight of Wands is impetuous. However, Knight of Wands has that like teenage energy as opposed to a page, which might be a little bit more innocent. The Knight of Wands is definitely focused, and they know darn well what they're doing and where they're going. They're just not quite sure that they've thought it all the way through. Knight of Wands is full of passion. Look at that red hair. Look at that red saddle. Look, they're rearing up, ready to go. They got all that sort of fiery energy about them. Look at that, the spikes on the shoulders. The bolo tie. Like, they ready to go. They got the back of their head shaved. They're good. Like, Knight of Wands is like seriously young, youthful, charge ahead, ask questions later energy. And I think that a lot of us can relate that energy to the energy that's been surrounding us in general. And it looks like that energy is on its way out. That was the near past. So moving right along, we got here the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups in this deck, I just adore. How lovely is that? Usually when you see the traditional Rider-Waite tarot decks, in the Six of Cups, it's depicted a young boy figure who's slightly older than the girl figure, and that boy figure is handing her a cup that's full of flowers. Well, look at this card. Here you see the Six of Cups being represented as like that card, you know, those houses in the background, it reminds me of East Oakland. It reminds me of a neighborhood that, you know, the people who still live there are still trying to be, and they're still trying to keep it nice and keep it home and keep it their home, you know. And I love this card because this card to me represents someone giving their inner child a gift, you know. Like say she grew up in this neighborhood, and say when she grew up, she became who exactly she wanted to be. She became this real cool cat, you know, with these cool boots and her hat and her earrings, and you know, she's a real cool cat. And she came right back to her neighborhood, and she has a nice house and nice clean lines, nice bright colors. And she came back to her neighborhood, and she gave either a real child a gift or her own inner child a gift. The Six of Cups has to deal with, you know, generosity, sharing, balance. It's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful card about people from your past, like warm feelings towards people maybe from your old neighborhood, people from your past. It's like that warm, fuzzy, nostalgic feeling, okay? So here we have the impetuous Knight of Wands, okay, energy, which is kind of on its way out. And to me, honest to God, I say thank goodness. You know, I love me a good Knight of Wands, you know, between the sheets. But when we're talking about overall energy that's guiding all of us, this is not the dude that I want. This is not the energy that I want guiding the collective like forever. Like, it's nice to have a little spurt of nice Knight of Wands, creativity, speed, passion, fire. But that stuff blows out pretty quick, and the hangover begins pretty soon, you know? So I like how it's moving out of that sort of like quick, you know. It can be anger too, which obviously I'm sure we can all relate to, like what's going on right now too. And you know what? I don't want to hear it from nobody. I'm probably not even going to turn the comments on this channel. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, because I don't have time to sift through all that stuff. Like, I've freaking, you know, I don't know. I'm still a normal person who like works. Like, I don't have time to deal with people's opinions, right? But I'm not gonna talk about politics here, and I'm just gonna talk about energy, and I'm gonna talk about how we can clean up our own insides, us, the people. That's all I'm gonna talk about. You know, I'm not gonna get too deep. You guys can figure it out. You can speak in metaphors. We're all smart enough for that. So anyways, this energy is sort of on its way out. What's coming in here now, we're gonna have some nostalgia. We're gonna have some gifts come into our inner child. And that energy is moving very quickly here with the Eight of Wands. Look at this Eight of Wands card. Is that not adorable? Look at that. They got that motorcycle. They're zooming. And I love that. I love that scene. I've always wanted to do this myself. It's just hop on a motorcycle and just ride through the desert as fast as I can. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? You know, maybe I will. I went to the Harley Museum for the first time on Christmas Eve last year, and boy, was that a real treat. Made me want to get a bike, go fast. But anyway, the Eight of Wands. So we got the wand energy again, all right? So what do wands represent? They represent creativity, fertility, virility, lust, passion, anything along those lines. Quickness, with a quickness. You know what I'm talking about? So the Eight of Wands, by the time you get 8 wands in there, see that Knight of Wands, he only had 1 wand. 8? Holy moly. The info's coming in quick, y'all. Wands don't really have to do so much with information. That's more of a swords thing. But wands have to do with energy, and we were asking about energy. So it's really interesting too, because with both of these tarot decks, like I talk to the tarot decks before I bring them in front of y'all, and we all talk together. You know what I'm saying? Like I just sort of do a quick, like, it's almost like being in the green room and do a quick, you know, well, it wasn't quick, but it was like I do the unboxing. Like whenever I get a tarot deck as a gift, like I'll do the unboxing, and then I'll do a reading, you know, for myself, and see how the tarot talks to me. And I noticed that, like, it's real literal, dude. Like it's real literal. Like it's very simple. It's very literal, and I really love that, because even if you can't read words, and even if, you know, because in this world here, we don't all speak the same language, but you could still turn off my voice and get an idea of the overarching themes and energies that are surrounding us right now. And that's why I love this so much, you know? Okay, let's move on now. So we got the Knight of Wands. He's kind of moving away from this impetuous energy, and then we're moving towards the Six of Cups, which is going to be more like our inner child getting a gift, and just that warm, fuzzy feeling. The Eight of Wands means that things are moving quickly. Passions are moving quickly. Passions are coming in, and where are the passions leading towards? Where's the buck stop? Ooh, right here, King of Wands, okay? King of Wands. Ooh, sexy, sexy, sexy. Now look at that. Fist clenched, handsome devil. Now, King of Wands, that's going to be a step up from the Knight of Wands. Whereas the Knight of Wands is like riding on the horse. They're moving quick. They're moving. They're not really sure where they're moving to. They're pretty sure what they're moving from, but they're not sure what they're doing, where they're going. But this King of Wands here has got the wand stable, set. Look at that throne. That throne's made of stone, man. That King of Wands is like set. Look at that fist. Set. That King of Wands looks angry, don't they? But they also look like they're in charge. So we definitely want to keep in mind that the root chakra is real strong on this one, okay? We got the red pants here. Red root chakra. Root chakra, you know, you can look that stuff up online, but basically root chakra energy has to deal with just basically like the base of our energy, the main sturdy, solid things that keep just our base energies going, like survival, you know, money, sex, the basics. Okay, here I go, money, sex, those are the basics for survival, but you know what I'm saying. King of Wands here is looking towards the Eight of Wands, which are coming into this energy, and the buck stops here. So as we're moving away from this impetuous teenage Knight of Wands energy, we're moving towards our inner child, receiving some type of gift, and the energy is quickly moving towards a more mature, maybe in their 20s, 30s, you know, a young person, but a young person that's still pissed off. You know, they're in charge. They have power. They don't have all the power. They're definitely not like, I mean, the Empress, man, she's in charge. She's leading things. She's presiding. The King of Wands does have some power, but he does definitely need to, in order to get to that Emperor or Empress status, there's some honing to do. There's some maturity to be had. Okay. Moving right along from the King of Wands. Okay, so then we're going to move right over here to this energy of the Nine of Pentacles reversed. The Nine of Pentacles is literally my favorite card ever, probably because soy una solita, but the Nine of Pentacles reversed can have to do with you being on your own and having your own money and having everything taken care of for you, but not necessarily in a good way. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles reversed too. The way that she's looking towards that Knight of Wands that is looking, everybody's kind of looking that way in this spread, aren't they? Except for the Three of Wands who's looking outwards. But everybody's looking back at something. Everybody's sort of looking back at something, except for Nine of Cups is looking right at us. And the Ten of Cups and Three of Wands are looking towards the future. So everybody else seems to be looking towards the past, except for the Six of Cups is looking, the little kid is looking up, and the older kid is looking this way towards the future. But I feel like the King of Wands is looking towards the past. The Knight of Wands is the recent past and going further into the past. And now we have this Nine of Pentacles reversed, and since she's upside down, she happens to be looking to the past. So whereas, you know, the Nine of Pentacles is also, it reminds me of sort of like the Hermit energy too, but in more of a worldly way. Like this person, the Hermit is definitely someone who has, you know, given up the world. The Nine of Pentacles is a lady who has definitely done her part in the world. She's made her money, she's done her thing, but she's just taking care of herself. But in the reversal, it seems to signify to me that that energy is teaching us that maybe we need to turn that sort of Nine of Pentacles theme on our heads. Like we are in this, I don't know, people call it what, the community? I don't know, whatever. People who talk about, you know, being on top of their shit and they got their stuff together, and, you know, you got to be happy by yourself, and you got to be able to take care of everything on your own before you make any darn progress and everything like that. And I think Nine of Pentacles in reverse is kind of just letting us know that, like, maybe that energy is also something of the past. Maybe we don't always have to make it on our own. You know what I mean? Maybe we can make it together before we're totally got it all together. You know, maybe this, you know, because upright here you see she's got, it's totally different, isn't it? She's smiling, she's got her carrot, she's got her money, she's got her falcon. You know, they can go off and get the information and bring it back. She don't have to, you know, she don't have to leave her garden. She's good. But now it's like, even these people that have all their stuff all handled, they're still gonna have to think about different ways of handling things. Nine of Cups here. Isn't this just, she's about as cute as she could be. And doesn't she kind of look like a brat with her arms kind of crossed, like, na 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 na. You know, can't you just see her on the playground? Okay, I got my sucker. You know, I got my lollipop. I don't know what little Billy's about to do, but I got my lollipop. I got mines. Okay, whatever. But look how cute she is. She's smiling. You know, you forgive her. She's just so adorable with her little hair all cute, and she's got her little dress and her cute little shoes. And, you know, she reminds me of a roommate that I once had who always has been rich, always will be rich. And she just has that calm serenity about her of just knowing that she's always going to get what she wants. She just knows she's always going to get what she wants. So she does not fret, okay? She does not fret. See, now this one over here, the Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles is such an earthy energy. This card is so earthy too, as far as like Nine of Pentacles cards go. This is real earthy. But you know, maybe to me anyway, as the way I interpret it is you know, like this whole like, you gotta be, you know, organic and green and on your own and self-sufficient and, you know, okay, but since this is an overall reading of the energy that's surrounding all of us right now, I might have to say that there could be something to be said for just, you know, having your money, knowing everything is going to go your way. And she doesn't seem too concerned about whether, you know, her puffy skirt is all organic cotton or not. She just knows she's got her stuff together. She just knows she's always going to get what she wants. She knows she's going to be okay. She's not worried about it. She doesn't have any wrinkles on her face. She doesn't have to think about it. And the cool part is that moving from, you know, let's talk the story, okay? The Knight of Wands energy, we're moving away from near past, coming in the Six of Cups energy, the inner child, getting the gift, the energy quickly coming in to the King of Wands, who's definitely pissed off about something in the past, but he's definitely in charge and he's got his fist clenched and he's thinking about it and he's going to do something about it. The Nine of Pentacles lady is looking towards the past, but she's turned all upside down, you know. She was sitting there in her organic garden chilling with her falcon and her life got turned upside down, you know. So maybe she does have to talk to her little cousin over here in Bel Air, okay, and get the scoop, because she seems to be doing just fine. And then moving along from her energy, once she gets to the point in this conversation, once we rather get to the point to where we're sitting pretty with these Nine of Cups and we just know that our wishes are just going to come true. We just know it on the inside. It's just like, you know what, we cool, whatever. Let me just cross my arms and chill on my little bench here. I'm good. If I need a drink, I got 9. You know, I'm good. And then here we go, moving right into the Ten of Cups. Now this is the pinnacle of the emotional steps of the Cups energy. In the tarot, the Cups represent emotions. And the number 10 represents culmination and completion. So once we reach the 10, you know, I mean, that's pretty much where it's at. You know, at this point, we've integrated, you know, city life and country life. Okay, we've integrated feminine and masculine energy. We've integrated adult and child energy. We've made a family. We've made a healthy, happy family. Okay, and this is for all of us, this energy. So this applies to us as an earth family. This applies to our personal families. This applies to our communities. But I just think this is lovely. I love how the tarot talks to us so literally. Look at this. So the Ten of Cups, look at this rainbow, you see. And what I really like about the rainbow energy, and you see how the blue is still a little subdued. It's not bright blue. It's still a little bit of a gray sky, because guess what? As Dolly Parton's been known to say, if you want to see a rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. I don't know if she made that up, but I heard her say it before. And then over here, after we get to this point, let's do the whole conversation here. You know, I don't mind repeating myself. If you do, click. You know what I mean? Whatever. We're moving away from this impetuous Knight of Wands energy that's just rushing in, waiting to take charge, angry, not quite sure what they're angry about, but they know they're going to do something. Then we got the Six of Cups energy, which has to do with our, I just think this just screams inner child. This card specifically of Six of Cups screams of nostalgia, you know, nostalgia for the past, nostalgia for our own insides, nostalgia for remembering when we were a kid, who we looked up to and who we wanted to be, and giving ourselves the gift of becoming that person. That energy is going to move in real quickly here now with the Eight of Wands. So we're moving away from the past, like really, really fast. But what are we moving towards? Bum, 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 bum. We're moving towards a King of Wands who's sitting in his chair, really pissed off, looking at the past, like, what? What we gonna do about this? How we gonna handle this? What, you want me to get up off my throne and do something? Nah, I sent my Knight of Wands to go handle this, and I'm still pissed. All right, King of Wands, well, we'll see how that goes. Nine of Pentacles, over here, this lady, you know, she's that nice organic farmer lady that lives up the street, and she's been handling her stuff, and still, all the energies that happen out there in the world, they turned her upside down just as much as anybody else. You know what I mean? Something just came to me, like, don't rest on your laurels. Kind of came to me just now. Don't rest on your laurels. But after we kind of get through the whole, like, you know, we're initially pissed. I'm saying collectively, you know, the collective energy is initially like this kind of teenage pissed off energy. We're trying to figure out inside who our real inner child is and how to give ourselves that gift of impressing that child inside of us and making that child just look at us like, wow, you're awesome. Holy moly, you know. The Eight of Wands comes in hot and heavy with that motorcycle there. King of Wands is still sitting there like, oh, don't even make me, don't make me get up. Don't make me get up and come over there and handle this. Nine of Pentacles is like, what just happened? I thought I took care of everything the way I was supposed to. Nine of Cups is like, nah, 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 nah. I've always been good. I always will be good. No matter what happens in this world, what kind of wands are flying around, what energy, me and my cups are chilling. I got my little bench that fits my little skirt just perfectly. So what? And then once we can accept, you know, that like brat within us who always gets their way, but sometimes we just need to be cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, at least in my life, I find that, like, I won't allow myself, okay, sometimes to be just this pretty girl who gets her way, you know? And if you're a guy, because this card traditionally has a guy sitting there, it's like a person that looks like they're from the court, but they're definitely like not a king or anything, but they're doing all right. You know what I mean? This is like a middle class card, upper middle class card. You know, people who, you know, have a lake house, for example, and no matter what happens in the world, like, they're going to be just fine. And I think that collectively, all of us would do well to just sort of, honestly, maybe just have a drink and be cool, you know, and sit back and just let it, you know, I mean, because what are we going to do? I feel like once we are able to just chill and be like, you want to know what? I'm going to be happy no matter what. All these like crazy wands and passions are flaring and flying, and my pentacles got turned upside down Because I know that's happening to a lot of us right now. Our pentacles are getting turned upside down, y'all. Like, for real. Like, I think that's happening for a lot of us. I think a lot of us are just like, what the heck? I'm pissed off. I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm not sure where to go with it. But I know I'm looking at something that's pissing me off. My pentacles are all turned upside down. But you know what? Wishes do come true. And you just got to believe that. You just got to know that. You just got to know your wishes is going to come true. You just know it. And that way, as a community, we all move towards the 10 of Cups. And this energy is comfy energy from which to make decisions. If I was going to make a decision on how to go forward from here, I would much rather be sitting, well, rather even just dancing, honestly, in 10 of Cups energy, putting my hands up to the sky like, yeah, okay, here come the rainbow. I'm good. We're good. Here come the rainbow. There was a little bit of rain. Now we got this rainbow, you know? Now this is a good place to think about what to do next. This is a good place for us to make decisions from. Okay? And speaking of, we move then to the Three of Wands, which is on the bottom of the deck. Oops, sorry. The Three of Wands is on the bottom of the deck. I don't really want to reveal any of the other cards, so I'm going to try to pick it up carefully. Oopsies. I think I'm just going to set these aside. The Three of Wands, in this depiction, it's very similar to many of the Three of Wands depictions, although I do notice that one of the ships, to me, looks like it's coming in. You know what I mean? This character has 3 wands, okay? And we've had a lot of wands energy in this reading, so a lot of passion, a lot of creativity. Not a ton of money or a ton of stability is coming up here. And the money that did come up in this reading was turned all upside down. So we got to rely on our passions and our creativity and our inspiration to kind of guide us. And at the same time, you know, you can't see this person's face. You do not know if they're worried that their ships aren't going to come in. You don't know. You know, they're just looking. They're looking out there. You know they're looking out there. They're looking out there at some of the ships that have gone off, and they're looking out there at some of the ships that are coming in. The waters are calm, and this person pretty much is standing on stable ground. But they're waiting to see what's going to happen next. They're waiting to see which of their ships are going to come in. I don't know where that third ship is. I see 2. There might be a third ship back here. Her leg might be blocking it. I'm not sure. But she's definitely got, you know, her creativity solid and stable in the ground, standing upright. She's hanging on tight to her own creativity, and she's just waiting for those ships to come in. So that's going to be our near future, you know. But in order for us to send our ships out in the first place and then wait for that energy to come back, I think it's of the utmost that we move through these energies and get to the point where we are feeling 10 of Cups inside, so that we can put our stuff out there and wait for the positive energies to return. I don't think I do want to do any clarification on that, because basically I think it pretty much says it all. You know, the Empress energy is inspiring us completely, and the Empress energy is basically what's presiding over all this. This is the overall energy. This is This is also, I think, where we want to be, is Empress energy. She's sexy, but she's old enough to know what to do with it. And she's powerful, but she's chill enough to know when to assert her power and when to sit back and watch her garden grow. As opposed to this lady, who she may have been running around her garden too much, trying to make everything too perfect and organic and neatly stack her pentacles, and her tomatoes are perfectly, pulled and everything else like that. We all know people like that. They're so well-meaning, but even people like that can have their, pentacles flipped out from under them. These days, these times, really, it's about staying strong spiritually, because that is definitely one thing that each of us as individuals does have control over. We have control over our own spirit, and we have control over our own happiness. And I don't care what people say, happiness is a choice. And Esperanza Vence. Yeah, my dog's getting a little antsy, so I think we're going to call it now. And let me just say that I don't love everyone, all right? But I probably do love you. And if you're up here on this channel and something speaks to you, and this sort of encourages your intuition to bloom, or at least if you learn a little bit about interpretations of the tarot, so that you can use these symbols to invoke stories for yourself to kind of help you navigate the kind of energies that are around. I really hope it helps you out, I feel very strongly that most of us are real normal, everyday people. We all go to work, come home, feed our dogs, take a walk, drink a beer. We're just trying to do the best we can. And, hang in there. Peace.